So 47 seconds, that's the time allowed in the first phase. 40 seconds, time allowed in the second phase. Michelle Vaillancourt have designed this beautiful course on this beautiful grass stadium. As we start out the FEI week, part of the 2022 Holiday 1 Series, in the first of 3 weeks of competition, right here at the Desert International Horse Park. And sponsor of the Desert Holiday 1, Whittier Trust. Trusts are a journey for many, and they can have a profound impact on your family. There comes a time when you need additional knowledge, support, and continue to protect your family's wealth. Whittier Trust is a state-chartered wealth management company with a proven track record in serving families. And the wonderful sponsor of the FEI two-star two-phase competition, and that is Adequan. And the team behind Adequan is excited to sponsor the Desert International Horse Park. American Regent Animal Health, maker of Adequan, has been a champion of horses and riders for over 30 years. And we salute all competitors and their supporters here today. Adequan, start with it, stay with it. As we move towards the start time, first of 47, ladies and gentlemen, in order to honor the host nation of the United States of America, we'd ask you to please rise for the playing of our national anthem. And certainly the perfect way to start the Adequan, our FEI two-star two-phase competition. To honor the host nation of the United States of America. First rider, in fact, rides for the host nation of the USA. Kristen Vanderveen right here aboard Bull Run's Prince of Peace. This rider, again, is mentioned for the USA. This horse owned by Bull Run Jumpers, 6 out of Wellington, Florida. And Bull Run's Prince of Peace, a 13-year-old gelding. And this horse, a Holsteiner by breeding. This horse signed by Gardinio 2, out of the mare Vicomtesse, out of Contender. So Bull Run's Prince of Peace, first entry, Kristen Vanderveen for the host nation of the USA. Just that final fence down in that second phase. First rider, Kristen Vanderveen, and Bull Run's Prince of Peace. That horse owned by Bull Run Jumpers, 6 out of Wellington, Florida. So 4 jumping faults. That's the score with that final fence. Fence number 13. Unfortunately, that was the unlucky one. Time again, 35.48 seconds. But first rider for the USA. And so riders, as they complete, they will exit through that outgate. We do have an in-gate and an outgate as well. Next rider also for the USA, Laura Heights, and this horse owned by HF Farms of Cota de Casa, Chagall de Costain, number 13. And this is a 10-year-old Selle Francais stallion. Clear round taking lead. That is Laura Heights and Chagall de Costain. That time 38.09 seconds as they go clear through the 2 phases. And they will move into first place. That pushes Kristen Vanderveen and Bull Run's Prince of Peace into second place. So first 2 riders for the host nation of the USA. Total of 47 joining us. 11 nations represented. And we will see with the riders for the USA with Aaron Davis Heineken aboard the horse owned by October Hill Farm of Fort Worth, Texas. This is Contan. Source a 9-year-old gelding, a Holsteiner by breeding. Horse sired by Connor 48 out of the mare Santana 9 by Lacino. Well, 1 fence coming down. That'll be 4 fault score in that first phase. And that means they will not continue on to the second phase. Time 43.84 seconds. And that puts that combination into a third place. So it's gone down. And Aaron Davis Heineken. Next rider from Whistler, British Columbia, Canada. Well, one of our Canadian riders here, Halle Duke, rides and owns Ilana, number 166. This horse is just 9 years old, ridden by the rider who's just 18. And for jumping faults, unfortunately, that stop at fence number 2. Time kept running there, 71.57 seconds, and a total of 25 time. A total is 29 as we add them together for Ali Duke and Alana for Canada. And Laura Height for the USA in the lead. The Adequan two-phase competition, part of the FEI week, our FEI two-star competition, starting us off today. The 5-star jog happening at 12 noon. Especial PS, here's number 53, the rider for the USA, Carl Cook. And this horse owned by Signe Ostby of Woodside. This is a 13-year-old gray mare, a Royal Dutch Warm Blood. We're signed by Berlin. Out of the mare Caruso by Caruso 279. And the tip of the hat there, and retiring in that second phase, and that is Carl Cook for the USA, a special PS. And right now, that will put them into a third place. With Laura Height and Chagall, the Toscana, they are in the lead. Chris Van de Veen, Bull Runs, Prince of Peace in second. Leading time with a two-phase in our second phase. With a clear out in that second phase, 39.09 seconds. That is trotting around is Connor 69. Olivia Cliver, the rider for the USA. This horse owned by On the Mark Equestrian. And this rider just 29 years old. Aboard the 9-year-old Connor 69. This is a Holsteiner gelding. Horse sired by Connor. Out of the mare Brandy by Contender. Olivia Claver and Connor, 69. They cross that finish line. Their time, 38.91 seconds. And so right now, that combination for the USA, they are in second place. Laura Height also for the USA, holding down that leading position with a time of 38.09. Also for the host nation of the United States, Elisa Brose, this rider just 18 years old. And Elisa Brose rides the horse owned by Hidalgo LLC, Tinkerbell. In this combination, and they are representing the United States. And Tinkerbell, a 12-year-old Mecklenburg mare. Horse sired by Choco Blue, out of the mare Ambition by Silvio One. .02 seconds. What a great time there. Elisa Brose, Tinkerbell for the USA as they move into first place. And this is the Adequan FEI 2-star, a two-phase competition. Again, their time, and our brand new leading time just put in 35.02. So Tinkerbell, Lisa Brose in first place. They're on top of the leaderboard. Laura Height, Chagall de Toscan in second. Olivia Claver, Connor, 69 in third place. As we now turn to Caitlin Campbell. And this horse owned by Linda Starkman, Sun Warrior. This horse just 8 years old, 8-year-old Irish Holsteiner Chestnut Gelding. Horse sired by Flexible. Out of the mare, Stacy Starlet. Time clock, 36.79 seconds, and we do have three fences down for Sun Warrior and Caitlin Campbell. 12 fault score in that second phase. And right now, they are in fifth place. Lisa Bros, that young rider for the USA in the lead aboard Tinkerbell with a time of 35.02 seconds. Sound of the tone. The rider from Mexico, Tanamara Macari aboard Cordelia GPZ. And unfortunately, fence number 7, just that final fence in that first phase coming down. That means they will not continue on to the second phase. And the time in the first phase, that is 43.51 seconds. So let's have a look at that leaderboard as they come in. And that should put them right now in 7th placing. As well as 7th place, ribbon placings to 12 in the Adequan, our FEI 2-star 2-phase competition. With Lisa Bros, that young 18-year-old rider for the USA in the lead. Laura Height in second. Olivia Cliver in third. Kristen Vanderveen in fourth. Caitlin Campbell in fifth. Carl Cook in sixth. So right now, placings 1 through 6 held by riders for the host nation of the United States of America. And a leading time, 35.02 seconds. American Regent Animal Health, makers of Adequan, is proud to sponsor today's event, and this is our FEI 2-star 2-phase competition. For over 30 years, Adequan has been trusted by veterinarians, trainers, and horse owners. Visit Adequan.com to learn more. And with Adequan, start with it, stay with it. As mentioned, 11 nations. This rider, next rider, rides for Canada internationally. And this horse owned by Katie Harris is Chauffleur. The rider from Langley, BC, Laura Jane Tidball. And Chauffleur has an 11-year-old Oldenburg. Horse sired by Choco Blue. So Laura Jane Tidball and Chauffleur. Here's our rider for Canada. And they cross that finish line 41.08 seconds. And they do have fence number 8 down, just the front rail of that Oxer. 4 jumping faults. With that time, they will exceed our time allowed of 40 seconds. They're going to pick up 2 time faults on the clock there for a total of 6. And the total of 6. That rider for Canada in 5th place. Next rider rides for Venezuela. Juan Ortiz aboard Odiel VDM number 139. The source owned by Blue Trim LLC. So Odiel VDM. This is an 8-year-old gelding, or sired by Diamond de Semeli. .75 seconds. Juan Ortiz and the LVDM, 4-fault score in that time, 36.75 seconds unofficially on that leaderboard. That's going to put them into 5th place. So Laura Jane Tidball and Chauffleur, they're going to slip down a spot and move into 6th. And 7th right now, that is Caitlin Campbell and Sun Warrior. Lisa Brose and Tinkerbell still on top of that leaderboard. And so far, only 3 double clears, 3 clear through the 2 phases, our 2-phase competition. Leading time 35.02 seconds. Guidamo 10 is in number 142 with the sound of the tone. The rider from Mexico. And this is Arturo Parada Vallejo. Source owned by Signe Ostby of Woodside. And this is an 11-year-old Holsteiner gelding, or sired by Quidam de Revel, out of the mare Little Moon by Lacino. And a time I'll call defense number 4A. We will add 6 penalty seconds to the running time. Also 4 faults assessed, as we're just going to reset that Oxer on course. We did have that stop at fence number 4A, so 4 jumping faults for that that overall stop in the time of 49.90 seconds, and that includes the 6 penalty seconds added. So we do have 3 on the clock there for a total of 7. The rider from Mexico. As we look at the leaderboard, that will push them into 11th spot. Hallie Duke for Canada and Alana now into that 12th and final ribbon placing. Well, the next rider for Ireland, Jordan Coyle, and the horse owned by Elon Farm of Newark, New Jersey, and this is Costa Diam. This is a 10-year-old South Francais mare. So we're signed by a companiste, Chamblanc. There's that finish line. No jumping faults the time. However, time will be a factor at 40.93 seconds. So that rider for Ireland, Jordan Coyle and Costa Diam. And they will pick up 1 time fault on that clock and move into 4th place. So the United States still on top of the leaderboard with Lisa Brose. Next rider also for the USA, Kyle King aboard SIG Shirari. Source owned by SIG International out of Torrance, California. And just having a look at that first of the combinations on course, fence number 4A and 4B, Kyle King. Yeah, and this is the 10-year-old Oldenburg Gelding. Horse signed by Cristallo 2 out of the mare La Belle. Clear round into 2nd place. Time is 37.91 seconds. SIG Shiari and Kyle King for the USA. and they will take over second place. Lisa Bro still in on lead, leading time. It's a fast one, 35.02 seconds. And Lisa Bro's aboard Tinkerbell. But still a nice large field, 47 in total with 11 nations represented. We're going to stay with the riders for the USA. Lily Keenan right there. And Kado Minka is number 65. And Chansonnette Farm is the owner here out of New York, New York. And the wave there and retiring is Lily Keenan and Kado Minka. So with that retiring, that will put them on that leaderboard, and they will take over 10th place. Two-way tie for 10th with those two that retired in that speed phase, that second phase of competition. The sound of the tone in this is Lorcan Gallagher and Hunter's Calypso 2. And this rider rides internationally for Ireland. Aboard the horse owned by the Cantos Group. 14-year-old Hanoverian gelding. Started by Contender 1 out of the mare Couscous. They crossed that finish line, and unfortunately, just 4/100ths of a second over our time allowed of 47 seconds. But unfortunately, they are over that time allowed and puts that combination. Rider for Ireland, Lorcan Gallagher aboard. Hunter's Calypso 2 in 12th spot. In the Ottaguan 2 phase or FEI 2-star event. Next rider for the USA, Caroline Lynn. And this horse owned by CNN Partnership of Encinitas. And this is Deluxento, the 14-year-old. And Deluxento, Royal Dutch Warm Blood gelding. Sired by Cardento out of the mare Turina by Luxzy. Well, unfortunately, fence number 6 down for Caroline Lynn for the USA and Deluxe Cento, 42.95 seconds. And with that time, unfortunately, they are just outside our top 12, as that would put them in a 13th spot. We do have ribbons to 12. As we stay with the riders for the host nation. And next rider up, that will be Chandler Meadows for the USA aboard Zamia 3. And there's Chandler Meadows and her mount Zamia 3. Joining us in the Adequan, our two-phase competition, part of the FEI 2-star event this week of competition. And local American Region Animal Health, maker of Adequan, is thrilled to sponsor the Desert International Horse Park again this year. You can learn how the FDA-approved Adequan may help your horse or your dog. Visit aranimalhealth.com. There's that sound of the tone for Chandler Meadows for the USA. Aboard Zamia 3. And this Holsteiner mare. They're on that leaderboard in 4th place. Chandler Meadows for the USA and Zamia 3 as they cross that finish line. Their time 38.57 seconds. And again, they're on that leaderboard. That's going to put them into 4th place. Lisa Bros still in the lead. Kyle King in 2nd. Laura Height in 3rd. Chandler just took over 4th place. Our next rider rides for Brazil. Rodrigo Lombre rides and owns. This is Chalawino PS, number 3440. And this is a 10-year-old Oldenburg gelding. So we're signed by Choco Blue. Out of the mare, La Bamba. Clear round and nicely done. Just under that time allowed of 40 seconds, 39.12 seconds. That rider for Brazil on our leaderboard, and they are in a sixth place. Lisa Rose still in with that leading time, 35.02 seconds. It is Ronnie Round, Crown Royal, rider and owner from Langley, British Columbia, Canada, and rides internationally for Canada, Haley Mercer. This is an 11-year-old Canadian sport horse, gelding, or sired by Bling. And number with Sina, out of by Corland. And two fences down in that second phase, the time 38.02 seconds. With the 8 faults, that rounder out of Langley, BC, that was Haley Mercer and Crown Royal for Canada. And they're on our leaderboard in 11th spot. Caitlin Campbell, Sun Warrior, now in 12th position. And Paul O'Shea, there's that sound of the tone. Entry number 9. That's the number for our next horse. And this is Olilia Vance. Anglo, entry number 9. This horse owned by Trelawney Farm of Bedford, New York. This is an 8-year-old Belgian warm blood mare. Overall time, and that is 58.02 seconds. 8 jumping. We do have 19 for time, total of 27. And that was Paul O'Shea for Ireland right now, just outside our top 12. As that will put them into 13th spot. Still our leading time, 35.02 seconds. In the Adequan FEI 2-star two-phase competition. And brings us to the rider from Germany aus Deutschland, Rupert Winkelmann, aboard Nuvire number 161. Source owned by Eichendorff Horses out of Wellington, Florida. Look at that time, 33.66 seconds, and Rupert Winkelmann taking over first place. So Germany now on top of the leaderboard in the Adequan FEI, our 2-star and two-phase competition. So Germany in the lead. Elisa Burrows now in a second place. Third right now, that is Kyle King. And Laura Height for the USA back in the ring. Second ride for Laura. This is Triton Hostak, entry number 14. And our Triton Hostak, a Swedish warm-blood stallion, just 10 years old. We're sired by Cabachon. So we have that rail down at fence number 4A and also that circle at fence number 5. So 8 jumping faults. We do have 19 time faults on the clock as well. Total of 27 with a time of 65.35 seconds for the stallion there. That was Triton Hostak in the second ride for the rider for the USA, Laura Height. So we're going to take just a little bit of a break here in between the first half and the second half. And great to have Whittier Trust as a sponsor of the 2022 Desert Holiday Week number 1. Whittier Trust has a proud heritage since 1935 with steadfast guidance through multiple generations. Whittier Trust has built success in the business of wealth management and has grown into the preeminent multifamily office headquartered right here on the West Coast. And great to have Whittier Trust as the sponsor of our holiday circuit. Sponsor of the FEI Two-Star Two-Phase competition, that is Adequan. For over 30 years, Adequan has been trusted by veterinarians, trainers, and horse and dog owners. Ask your veterinarian if Adequan is right for your horse. Visit Adequan.com to learn more. Adequan. Start with it. Stay with it. The ribbon placings to 12. With Germany in the lead with Rupert Winkelmann. And Duvry, Elisa Brose, Tinkerbell in second for the USA. In third right now, also the rider for the USA, Kyle King and SIG Chiari. Chagall, Dotoskan, and Laura Height for the USA in fourth. Chandler Meadows sitting in fifth aboard Zamia 3. And sixth, that is Olivia Cliver and Connor 69. The rider for Brazil in seventh, that is Rodrigo Lombre and Chalovino PS. Jordan Coyle, he rides internationally for Ireland. In eighth place aboard Costa Diam. Kristen Vanderveen, first out of the gates aboard Bull Run's Prince of Peace. Hold down ninth place, Juan Ortiz in 10th. And Juan Ortiz aboard ODL VDM. And that is keeping Venezuela in 10th place. 11th right now, that's the rider for Canada, Laura Jane Tidball and Chauffleur. And 12th, the rider for Canada as well, Haley Mercer and Crown Royal. So, again, those are the top 12. We do have 11 nations, as mentioned, represented. Portugal, Egypt, Israel, Brazil, Germany, Venezuela, Ireland, France, Mexico, Canada, and the USA. With Germany in the lead with Rupert Winkelmann and Duvry. Leading time, 33.66 seconds. That is certainly a quick time, as we are under FEI, International Equestrian Federation rules. So, again, alternate height of offense on course, that is 4 faults. First refusal, 4 faults. Second refusal, that does mean elimination. Time allowed in the first phase set at 47 seconds. Time allowed in the second phase set at 40 seconds. Exceeding that is 1 time fault per second or part thereof over our time allowed. And this is the FEI 2-star event. FEI 5-star jog, that's happening at 12 noon, and that will be in the FEI warm-up arena. And Vanessa Mannix, here's our rider from Calgary as we start the second half after that midway break. Etincelle de Lille is number 23. This rider for Canada. This is a Selle Francais chestnut mare, just 8 years old. So we're started by Levon de Barry. Across that finish line, Canada into third place with Vanessa Mannix, the time 37.84 seconds. So right now our top three looking like this. Germany in the lead, United States in second. Canada just moved into third place with Vanessa Mannix. We're going to stay with the riders for the host nation of the USA, Nick Hannes, right there aboard Charismo Z. This horse owned by Lindsay Maxwell of Los Angeles. Charismo Z, a 9-year-old Belgian warm-blood gelding. This horse hired by Cascadello out of the mare Charismo Z. Just that final fence number 7 down for Nick Hannes and Charismo Z. I was owned by Lindsay Maxwell, that entry for the USA. So the time was good, 45.22 seconds, but unfortunately, as I mentioned, fence number 7, and that was the final fence in that first phase, means they do not qualify for the second phase. And right now, they will not change our top placings, as a 12th position held with a total of 6 faults in that second phase, 41.08 seconds. And that is Laura Jane Tidball and Chauffleur. Well, the sound of the tone for the next horse rider combination as they join us in the Anaquan 2-phase competition. This rider for the USA is Emma Marlowe. Yeah, and Emma Marlowe, this horse owned by Trelawney Farm of Bedford, New York, is Marcus. Marcus, the 10-year-old Belgian warm-blood stallion. This horse signed by a doctor out of the mare Carmen by Clinton. .40 seconds, just under that time allowed of 40 seconds in that second phase. Emma Marlowe for the USA and Marcos. And Marcos, they are on that leaderboard. The sound of the tone for the rider for Israel, Ashley Bond. And this is Chill M.A. The source owned by Alon Furter. And Chill M.A., a 13-year-old Holsteiner. And this bay mare, started by Crunch 3. Taking over third place, Ashley Bond aboard Chill M.A. with a time of 36.86 seconds. That was our rider for Israel. So let's have a look. Germany in the lead. USA in second. Ashley Bond for Israel now in third place. Next rider for Ireland. This is Derek Kenny aboard at Sangarus Boy, number 120. Sangarus Boy owned by Heathman Farm of Wellington, Florida. There's a sound of the tone as unfortunately one fence down in that first phase means they will not continue on to the second phase for Derek Kenny and Sangarus Boy. Dorado de Riverland, there's that sound of the tone. Nael Nassar, the rider for Egypt, the source owned by Evergate Stables of Redmond, Washington. There's a 9-year-old Cell Francais gelding. Horse signed by Untouchable M. Out of the mare, Zara de Massa Garnier by Argentinas. 39.52 seconds. They will get on that leaderboard and take over 11th spot. And that is Nayel Nassar for Egypt and Dorado de Riverland. So again, that should put them into 11th place. Jordan Coyle now into 12th. We lose Kristen Van der Veen and Bull Runs, Prince of Peace, from our top 12. As we welcome Rodrigo Lambre back in the ring. This rider rides internationally for Brazil, calling home Mexico City. This horse, Mesquidam PS. And an Oldenburg 9-year-old gelding, horse sired by Messenger. They cross that finish line, 41.95 seconds. No jumping faults, but they do have 2 for time there on the clock, and the 2 for time just outside our top 12. As that would put them into a 13th spot. Jordan Coyle holding down 12th spot with just the one-time fault in that second phase aboard Costa Diam. Well, the horse won by Sidney Osterby Woodside, the rider for France. And here is the legend, Eric Nave, aboard Cadillac Jack. And Cadillac Jack, 12-year-old Oldenburg. Horse signed by Canto Blanco out of the mare Cordina. And clear through the 2 phases. That rider for France in 4th place. The time 37.36 seconds. So they're going to change that leaderboard as they take over 4th place. That means we will lose Jordan Coyle, Niall Nassar now in 12th position aboard Dorado de Riverland with a time of 39.52 seconds. Leading time still 33.66 seconds. Let's go for the rider from Ireland, and this is Mark Kinsella. And Coupe Notes, Bermonier is number 156. This horse owned by Catherine Hofstadler of Austin, Texas. And time in that second phase, 35.86 seconds. But unfortunately, we do have 3 fences down. That'll be a 12-fault score for Coupe Notes, Bermonier, and Mark Kinsella, the rider for Ireland. The rider for Germany, Rupert Winkelmann, still in the lead. Leading time, 33.66 seconds. Holding out top spot. This rider for the USA out of Rancho Santa Fe, California, Jake Endicott and RMF Choco Top. This horse owned by Ashland Farms of Wellington, Florida. There's that finish line time. Unfortunately, it's going to be a factor there for that young rider from Rancho Santa Fe, that rider for the USA, Jake Endicott, aboard RMF Choco Top. 47.25 seconds. So just one time fault there. And unfortunately, with one time fault, they will not continue on to that second phase. Next rider from Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, Cassidy Keith rides Havana. This rider for Canada. This horse owned by Cheryl Keith. Well, you can't cut it any closer to that time allowed than that. 39.99 seconds out of that time allowed of 40 seconds. And for jumping faults for Cassidy Keith and Havana, that rider for Canada. Right now, they will not change our top 12. 12th position still held by Egypt. Germany in the lead. This rider for Canada, there's the tone for Tiffany Foster. This horse owned by Artisan Farms. And this is Battle Cry. And 4 faults for that rail down at fence number 4A, 4 faults for that refusal of the turn away at fence number 4B, and 6 penalty seconds added to the running time for Battle Cry and Tiffany Foster. And so we are just going to reset that Oxer on course. The Adequan FEI 2-star, our 2-phase competition. American Region Animal Health, maker of Adequan, is a proud to sponsor today's event for over 30 years. Adequan has been trusted by veterinarians, trainers, and horse owners. Visit Adequan.com to learn more. Eight jumping, 7 for time, total of 15 faults overall time with the 6 penalty seconds added, 53.53 seconds. And Tiffany Foster, Battle Cry, they will not change our top placings. Next rider rides internationally for the USA, Natalie Dean. And this is an Nespresso event. Lakehoff, number 75. This horse owned by Marigold Sport Horses of Palo Alto, California. A 9-year-old Belgian warm blood gelding, or sired by Cicero Z, out of the mare F. Nikita by Grandeur. And waving there, and the retiring in that second phase, Natalie Dean, Nespresso event. Lakehoff, that horse owned by Marigold Sport Horses of Palo Alto, that entry for the USA. The salute from Christian Heineken. This rider rides internationally for Germany. This horse owned by NKH LLC of Dallas, Texas, is NKH Mr. Darcy. And a four-fault score in that second phase for the rider for Germany, Christian Heineken, aboard NKH Mr. Darcy. The time 37.09 seconds, and the four-fault score, they will not break into our top 12. The sound of the tone, this rider from Portugal, this is Luis Sabino Gonzalez, aboard Sigma. Sigma owned by Sigma Stables of San Diego. A 9-year-old Cel Francais stallion, sired by Numero Uno. And Rupert Winkelmann still in the lead for Germany, leading time 33.66 seconds. Across that finish line, 36.53 seconds. Unfortunately, second to last fence down, fence number 12 for Luis Gonzalez and Sigma. With a four-fault score, they will right now not change our top 12 as 12th position. Still the rider from Egypt, Nayel Nassar. And Germany in the lead. USA in second. Israel in third. Carolina Lynn back of the ring. This rider for the USA, Hercule Van Het Endhaus, is entry number 18. The source owned by CNM Partnership of Encinitas. And two fences down, fence number 10B and fence number 12A, jumping falls 35.52 seconds. Caroline Lynn and Hercule Van Het Endhaus. So just 8 remaining in the Adequan two-phase or FEI two-star event. For over 30 years, Adequan has been trusted by veterinarians, trainers, and horse and dog owners. Ask your veterinarian if Adequan is right for your horse. Visit Adequan.com to learn more. Adequan, start with it, stay with it. The sound of the tone for Kent Farrington. And Dulina number 36. This horse owned by Kent Farrington LLC out of Wellington, Florida. And this is an 8-year-old Zangashada mare. Horse signed by Toulon. Time of that first phase, 57 seconds, right on the nose there for Dulina and Kent Farrington. That'll be 10 for time. And right now they will not change our top placings. Bring us to Aaron Ballard. And Nikia's Ligi VV, entry number 79. This horse owned by Alon Furter of Royal Palm Beach, Florida. This rider rides internationally for Canada. Nikia's Ligi VV and Aaron Ballard And 4 jumping faults, 41.11 seconds. Unfortunate, horse losing a shoe through that first combination, fence number 4A and 4B. Our jump crew does have that. That shoe will meet the horse at the gate there. Rider for Ireland, Daniel Coyle. And this is Jeffrey Jardin, number 87. This horse is an 8-year-old. This is Gelding. This horse owned by Air Lagrange. Clear round, 35.58 seconds. And that combination, that rider for Ireland, Daniel Coyle, now in third place. So Germany in the lead, USA in second, Ireland in third. And just 5 remaining. And this is Jericho. Jericho owned by Thunderbird Show Park of Langley, BC. In the second time of the ring, this is Laura Jane Tidball. Just 1 on the clock there, the time in that second phase for Laura Jane Tidball and Jericho, 40.11 seconds, 1 for time. And they are in 14th spot, so they are just outside our top 12. Again, Germany in the lead, Rupert Winkelmann and Duvery. Lisa Brose, Tinkerbell in second for the USA. Daniel Coyle for Ireland. And Jeffrey Jordan in third place. Well, Jordan Coyle, here's our next rider. This rider for Ireland. And Lasaniska Cool Quality. The source owned by Elon Farm of Newark, New Jersey. And Jordan Coyle aboard the Irish Sport Horse, Gelding. And 12 jumping faults. The time, 78.33 seconds. Of that time will exceed our time allowed. And a total of 32 time faults, total of 44. And that was Lasaniska Cool Quality and Jordan Coyle. Just 3 left. For Digital Galozax number 56. This entry for the host nation of the USA. This horse owned by Morningstar Sport Horses. And the rider right there, that is Kerry Roofer. And Kerry Roofer aboard the Cell Francais Gelding. For jumping faults in that second phase, fence number 12 down for Digital Galozac and Kerry Roofer. 39.16 seconds with the 4 faults. They will not change our top placings. Well, we do have 2 remaining. And Lisa Brose back in the ring. This rider currently holding down second place aboard her first ride. And her first ride, that was a Tinkerbell. This time aboard Crispo R. This horse is just 9 years old. This is a 9-year-old Holsteiner gelding, started by Casal. Out of the mare Coretta 5. Out of the by San Patriano Corrado. Lisa Bros and Chris are, they do hear that sound of the tone. They do pick up one time fault on that clock, just 9/100ths of a second over our tumble out. 47 seconds, 47.09. So close. That rider still sitting in second place aboard Tinkerbell. And Rupert Winkelmann in the lead for Germany with just one challenger remaining. FEI two-star two-phase competition, and that is Rupert Winkelmann for the USA. American Region Animal Health, maker of Adequan, is proud to sponsor today's event, and great to have them as a sponsor for over 30 years. Adequan has been trusted by veterinarians, trainers, and horse owners. Visit Adequan.com to learn more. Just one more thing to do. We'll ask our champion, Rupert Winkelmann, to lead our field in our victory ride. And our champion, once again, that is Rupert Winkelmann. Awesome job out there, taking home first place for Germany. Second to Alexis Sokolov for the USA. Third, that is Lisa Bros for the USA as well. But Rupert Winkelmann for Germany, that rider from Germany, great job. And taking home first place, first competition of the Holiday 1 Series, our CSI two-star, FEI two-star event. As we have the two-star event going on this week, five-star event, well, that'll be starting tomorrow, but the FEI five-star jog, that's coming up fairly quickly, and that'll be coming up right around 12:15, and just in the FEI schooling. So, riders, thank you so much for putting on such a great event this morning in our beautiful grass stadium. And the FEI, we'll see you tomorrow for more competition on this amazing grass footing. But once again, 12:15 FEI five-star jog. That'll be coming up in just a bit.